Guys, it's Pedro here, and today I'm making a video on which running backs I think will make the Redskins 2020 roster with some possible surprise cuts. If you guys are new, subscribe for Redskins and NFL content. So let's get right into it. So as you guys all know, in the running back position, we got a lot of talented backs out there, but there's only a few spots for them on the team. Last year the Redskins kept um backs on the roster, and last year the Panthers kept three backs and a fullback on their roster. The thing is, though, when you have Christian McCaffrey, that kind of counts for two backs, so that's really why they only kept um, three backs and a fullback. We don't have a Christian McCaffrey type player, at least not yet, so really that's why they kept less backs. So let's get right into it. I think we're going to keep 4 to 5 backs. Depends on how things shake up in training camp. If Geis and Love are healthy, uh, that's what it's going to depend on. So number one, I think Adrian Peterson will make the team almost guaranteed unless everyone else is healthy and everyone else is producing at a very high level. I really think Adrian Peterson will make the team next year and might even start the year off as our starting running back. Last year, played 15 games, 211 rushes, 898 yards, 5 touchdowns. Not a great year, but definitely not a bad year. If he was playing under Bill Callahan the whole year, probably would have had 1,000 yards, and really didn't have a great offensive line either. The year before had 1,000 yards, so really is still playing great football. And I think he's definitely going to have a little bit of a down year, but that's not because of him. I think it's because others are going to play, or other running backs that I'm going to be naming later are going to get more reps than they have in the past. So I think Adrian Peterson, I don't have to talk too much about it. I think we all know he's going to make the roster unless something miraculous happens for all the other players if everyone else is healthy and producing at a high level. The next guy I think has the best chance to make the roster is Darius Guice. Darius Guice, yes, you guys might think, oh, there's a chance he might not make it because of his injury concerns. Yes, he definitely has huge injury concerns, but let's say he tears his ACL or something like that, we will just put him on IR. Hopefully, I hope that doesn't happen, but if that were to happen, some injury would put him on IR. He would still be on the roster. It wouldn't count as a cut. So I think Geis is going to make the team. If you look at his stats last year, um, played in 5 games, only started one, 42 rushes for 240. Sorry about that. 245 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5.8 yards per carry. So played pretty good last year. 7 catches for 80 yards. In limited carries, he played really good. Really had a breakout game against the Panthers, but then got injured in the Green Bay game, and also was injured against the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 1 with a meniscus tear. So if he stays healthy, I really think he can be one of the best backs in the league, but that's a very big if, because he really has never been healthy as a member of this organization. In his rookie year, towards ACL before even taking a snap in a regular season game, and then the first game of the regular season this year, towards meniscus, then played a few games, and then had another knee injury. So this is really Geis's make or break year. If he gets injured again, I think he's going to get cut, but definitely not this year. That'll be next year. Or yeah, the only way I see that he gets cut is if something off the field happens. But that's with any of these guys. So next is Antonio Gibson. Yes, I have him third on this list, but he's honestly the safest out of any of these guys because we just drafted him with a high pick in the third round, and I think he kind of counts. He might be a reason why we might get another running back spot because he's kind of half a running back, half a receiver, or at least he's not a true running back. But we'll see how Scott Turner uses him. But last year at Memphis, played 14 games, had 38 catches for 735 yards, 19.3 yards per catch, 8 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, and then 33 rushes for 369 yards, 11.2 yards per rushes. So he is an animal. Anytime he gets the ball, you're going to get a big play. And he also had 4 touchdowns on the ground. But I think Gibson, we'll see. I really am interested to see how they use him because I'm not sure he's going to get that many carries this year. just because Adrian Peterson is still part of the team. Maybe he'll get like 4 or 5 carries a game and maybe a few catches a game. And I think the next year he'll start getting a lot more carries once it's him and Geis, or if Geis isn't there, him and Love. We'll see. But I think Gibson is surefire roster spot. He's gonna make it. We'll see how much he plays. I think he's gonna catch some balls out of the backfield on third downs, and sometimes line up as a receiver. So I think this is a great player, and I think he's definitely going to make the team and contribute in a big way in his rookie year. So those are the three that I definitely think will make the roster no matter what. But we do have 6 running backs on the roster. Actually, we have more, but those guys are at best practice squad players. But if you look at the next 3 players, you got J.D. McKissack, Bryce Love, and Payton Barber. So at the most, we're going to keep 5, so at least one of those guys is going to get cut. But let's just talk about them real quick. We'll talk about each of them, and then I'll give who I think is going to get cut. So J.D. McKissack is kind of going to fit the mold of a Chris Thompson kind of player. Definitely a little worse than Chris Thompson, but he's still young and still learning the running back position because he was a receiver in college and in his first few years in the pros, or at least his first couple years. Last year in Detroit, played 16 games, 38 rushes for 205 yards, so 5.4 yards per rush is not bad. And he also caught 34 passes for 233 yards and a touchdown, so not bad. If he makes a team, he's going to be that Chris Thompson kind of guy. And I really thought he was going to be a surefire pick to make the team before the draft when we drafted Antonio Gibson, because I thought he was going to be our third down back. But now with Antonio Gibson, us drafting Antonio Gibson, I think it's a little tougher for him to make the team. I still ultimately think he's most likely going to make the team. And I think something that will help him is if someone gets injured in training camp, or if Bryce Love is not progressing from his injury, if he is still not healthy. We really have no idea if he's healthy right now. We assume he is, but JP Finley has said that he probably had a couple more surgeries in the offseason or last season, so we'll see if he's fully healthy, and I think that could help J.D. McKissack's chances of making the roster. So definitely, sorry about that. J.D. McKissack definitely could make the team. I really do think so. He probably won't get much playing time, but still is going to get a few catches a game, kind of like what Chris Thompson did last year. So next player is Bryce Love, who, like Darius Slay, didn't play in his rookie year. But if you look at his stats, in 2017, at Stanford, played 13 games, 2,100 yards, 8.1 yards per carry, 19 touchdowns, 6 catches for 33 yards. He was absolutely crazy good in 2017. Finished second in the Heisman voting as a running back, which is very, very, very good. And is an absolute animal. In 2018, he tore his ACL. I believe it was in a bowl game. Really didn't have nearly as good of production as he had in 2017, 16, and 15, because if you look at his yards per carry, in 2015 it was 7.8, 2016 was 7.1, and 2017, his best year, was 8.1, and then it went all the way down to 4.5. So I'm not sure if that has anything to do with some injury that he was battling through the season, and then also he missed some games because of the ACL injury. Let me know if you guys know anything about that, why his yards per carry were down. But Christian McCaffrey even said he was better, or Bryce was better than him at Stanford. So I think he's an absolute playmaker. I think he could be, not this year, but I think the next year once AP leaves, Bryce Love could be that 1-2 punch with Geis. And I think also, like I said, the only way I think Adrian Peterson doesn't make the team is if Bryce Love looks healthy and looks super, super good. Darius Geis looks healthy and looks super, super good. And same with Gibson, and same with McKissack, and maybe even Barber. Then I think he might not make the team. But Ron Rivera he said this, he loves what he brings to the locker room and his leadership capabilities. So I really don't think Adrian Peterson will get cut for that reason. So The three bubble players are McKissack, Love, and Payton Barber, in my opinion. I think we will keep 5, though. Payton Barber's the next guy. Some people think he's going to make the team. I really don't. Out of these 6 players, I think he has the least chance to make the roster. Last year, 16 games, started 7 of them, 154 rushes for 470 yards. Really did not play good. If you look at his yards per carry, it was 3.1. That is absolutely terrible. Bryce Love in his worst year was 4.5, and if you look at his best year, 8.1. That's like 2.5 times the amount. I know it's college, but that's still crazy. Geis was a bunch, and McKissack was 5. Adrian Peterson was 4.1. 3.1 is absolutely terrible. The only thing he has going for him is that Ron Rivera did sign him in free agency, so maybe he really likes him, and maybe he thinks he can make the roster. I really think he is a insurance policy for Geis and Love. If one of those, if Geis tears his ACL, or not even ACL, if he gets hurt, and he has to go on IR, then Love might. He's kind of a power back. He might make the team. But that's really the only way I see him making the team is if Love and Geis aren't progressing from their injuries, or if they do get injured. So let me know what you guys think about the running backs. Like I said, the guys I definitely think will make the team is Adrian Peterson, Darius Slay, Antonio Gibson, and I think my prediction is the first 5 guys I mentioned: Adrian Peterson, Darius Slay, Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissack, and Bryce Love. But if Bryce Love or Darius Slay gets injured, then that opens up the field for Payton Barber. But the 3 guys on the bubble is Love, McKissack, and Barber, because if Love gets hurt again and isn't progressing well, then that's a potential of him getting cut. I really don't think so, but it's definitely a possibility. Let me know what you guys think. Again, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me any video suggestions you guys have in the comments below, and join my channel membership if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace.